Well, earlier in the show, Amanda talked about first hollow stem. So Brian, how does first hollow stem impact top dressing as producers are moving into March?
So it's a great question. What hollow stem is a growth stage. It's when we start getting that growing point above the soil surface. So one of the biggest aspects is that when we drive over the crop after hollow stem, we damage the plant. We actually can have yield loss in the area that we drive over. So we have to move from wider tire equipment to narrow tire if we're going to apply after hollow stem. Also, historically, hollow stem's been that last point at which you want to fertilize the crop. We want to get all of our nutrients on by that point so we don't have to go back over. With the change in production methods and as we apply fungicides and we're over the crop more now, that's not quite as sensitive as it was because now we have our wider sprayer. So we can fertilize after hollow stem. In fact, we've seen that fertilization post hollow stem has a good return on investment, positive nitrogen use efficiency, and still results in good grain yield. So it's one of those things, keep in mind that we want to have majority of our nutrients on by hollow stem or soon after, but it's really the hollow stem transitions what kind of machinery can be and should be on the field after you hit that point of hollow stem.
So, like I mentioned, March is kind of moving along. This crop's going to start coming up really fast. After they get that initial, top dress on, or even managing the crop after it's starting to come up, what's some other things that they can, need to keep an eye on as this crop's going to be, sprouting out of the ground?
Yeah, we're really going to be blowing up. As they say in the corn belt, you're going to hear it growing. We're really going to start really moving forward and progressing quickly. So it's still the time, even if we're at or a little bit after hollow stem, we still need to watch our crop. We still need to look for it to tell us that something's happening. So go out and scout, because at that point, the post hollow stem is when we have the fastest period of growth. That's when our growth model really goes exponential and we just start growing really quickly. So we need to be looking for nutrient deficiency symptoms, nitrogen deficiency, so our lower canopy yellowing out, sulfur deficiency, our top of our canopy starting to yellow out. Those things we can treat in season. That's also a great opportunity to be watching enriched strips. And you know what, even if you plan to fully fertilize right now, you can still apply an enriched strip today as this goes out and use it for late season, because if you start seeing deficiencies closer to flag leaf, then we can start asking ourselves, do we want to make an application that is focused on protein? By flag leaf, we're away from the yield. We're not trying to recover yield really anymore, but we can start managing for quality. So maybe you have a nitrogen-rich strip and a sulfur-rich strip in your field, so that end of season, you're making a kind of a judgment call on whether you top off the crop to go from 11 or 12% protein to 12 to 13% protein.
Now, is there like a point of no return in there for, after that flag leaf period for, the protein aspect?
So the protein really is, the point of no return is really flag leaf. So prior to flag leaf, we have opportunity for grain yield. Post flag leaf, we start improving our protein yields. Flag leaf is like a no man's zone where it's like a teeter-totter. It can go one way, it can go the other, it might not really do much. So really protein, our best results come from a really late application at the time where the head's out and you're getting close to anthesis, meaning that plant's flowering. That way you get nitrogen on the awns. Nitrogen is actually transferring from the awns into the berries. So that's when we get some of our best protein. So really no man's land is flag leaf. And we want yield to go in before flag leaf, and we want protein to come in after flag leaf.
Before we let you go, and it's kind of crazy that, summer's just right around the corner, so let's switch to summer crops really quick. What are some things that producers need to be keeping an eye out in, their plots?
Right now it's planting time, right? Let's get everything ready so that our establishment and everything's set to go. Planting means soil sampling. Planting means ground preparation. So we're kind of late in the hole for lime. I mean, we can get lime on, but don't expect full effect by the time you plant your soybean, corn, or sorghum, your summer crop. But right now it's the time, if you don't have your soil samples, get out there, get a soil sample to make sure you have phosphorus and potassium and all your nutrients ready to go. You want that P and K ready for the crop to go so it gets the best start, starts the best root, and you go on for a full season.
Well, spring sure is busy for Oklahoma.
It is.
All right, thanks, Brian. If you'd like some more information about what Brian talked about, go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.